Good morning, happy new week. You're welcome to Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. My name is Merciful Ajinamo. And we have a couple of news stories that are happening and trending on the Nigerian newspapers this morning. And to analyze them is Deborah. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Good. We'll begin with the leadership newspaper, and the big story there is 4 days after Deborahs murder, presidential aspirants keep mute, avoid red line in campaign. That is on page 4 of the leadership newspaper. We have a couple of writers there. Osinbajo says Deborah's murder deeply distressing, and then we stand by president's statement, say Amechi Burofis. And then northern governors condemn killing, warn against reprisal attacks. And then we have normalcy returns to Sokoto, Catholic diocese count losses. How do you react to this update talking about the murder of Deborah in Sokoto State?
Of course, my own reaction is not different from that of other right-thinking Nigerians, because the action is barbaric and it is condemnable. So it's something we cannot, live with, as a people. And but what really matters is not, condemnation, every now and then, because it seems to be, a new normal, in our society. I think what really matters is, our move, our resolve to ensure that the perpetrators are being brought to justice, to ensure that this serves as deterrent to other people, because you can't just wake up and say because somebody says something, because somebody expresses an opinion, and because it's against what you believe, and you are liable to just kill or take the life of that person. It is very bad. And I think what matters is not our resolve to condemn the act, but our resolve to ensure that these perpetrators are being brought to justice.
Now, some Nigerians are of the opinion that presidential aspirants, just like the headline on the leadership newspaper, are keeping mute on this issue to avoid losing their the people that would want to vote for them come 2023. And of course, we did see the trending story talking about the former vice president of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar. His tweet concerning the issue, and few minutes or hours later was deleted. How do you react to that?
I think this development, will really show or, portray to Nigerians who these leaders really are. Because if you see that in that of a former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, if you stand on a position, if you condemn the heart and you say, okay, this is not good, and because, some certain people, because what you said is it contradicts their own sense, and because of that they were telling you they are not going to vote for you, that tells you that it's not an unyielding politician, because if you're unyielding, whatever you say, you should be able to stand by it. How will you put your humanity above your aspiration or your desire, your dream, whatever you may be nursing in the secret chamber of your heart? I think and that is the difference between the new crop of leaders we have and most of the politicians we have in the past. We have the likes of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, who was unyielding in his resolve. In fact, it was as a result of us unyielding position that deprived him his presidential ambition, according to what we read. So it is very pathetic that a lot of them are just condemning and they are not making any move. Even you can see our policymakers, what move are they making to ensure that this, and the funny part is that these perpetrators were in fact covered themselves. We saw them in video, and it's there on the social media. Until now, nothing has been done against it. I mean, nothing has been done about them. So that tells you the kind of society we live in. But I think what is paramount is that these people must be brought to book, more than, or rather than all this condemnation, this talk that we are just doing left and right. What every Nigerian is looking forward to seeing, because if you watch the video of the parents yesterday, which I watched, you will weep watching that video. So I think what matters is the justice for Deborah and justice for the family.
Definitely, I do agree with you on that one. That's on the leadership newspaper on page 4 right there. From the very top, amidst defection to NNPP, Kwankwaso visits Karau. That's on page 6. And then besides that, Soludo says, Kanu sad over killings, sit-at-home order. That is still on page 6 of the leadership newspaper. And then we see just from the very top there, digital currencies, IMF seeks to modernize payment systems. That story is on page 7. Besides that, hackers can unlock, steal your vehicles, NCC alert Nigerians. That is the stories on the Leadership newspaper. We move over to the Nation newspaper, and the big story is Atiku, Wike, Saraki, others battle for 3,700 delegates. We have a one rider there. It says Oyo, Oshun, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Kaduna, Bauchi, among those with large number of voters. That is on the Nation newspaper. What do you make of this headline?
You know, this is democracy, and with the system that the PDP wants to use, which is indirect, you know, of course, there is no way you can do without without a party, without delegates, you know, to choose who is going to be the flag bearer, you know, of the party. And this is where you see money bags, you know, big wigs, you know, and popularity, you know, of each aspirant. But you know, I think what I think really matters, if you know the party really want to come back, you know, to the center, you know, and you know, house this current, you know, party out of power, is to ensure that, you know, they vote for credible candidates, somebody whose popularity, whose integrity, you know, has been tested and could be trusted, so that they should not be, you know, brainwashed. They should not be blindfolded, you know, with money, because you know, this is not the first time we will be experiencing something like this, and because of a lot of things going on in our nation. Because a lot of people may want to, you know, in fact, they may want to, you know, give in to money bags and the rest like that. And this is a time many Nigerians, especially politicians, are looking for, because I think that there was a time in my state, you know, I think about 4-5 years ago, that, you know, during party primaries like this, people were millionaires.
Wow.
People were being given a lot of money, just, you know, in a day. Do you understand? So, but you know, we cannot, because, you know, of today, forget tomorrow. So that's what I tell people. So don't, because of a short-term player, and give him and destroy your future. So what really matters is not about today, but rather let our today determine, you know, our tomorrow. So, and I think what is really important, you know, for PDP, you know, as they are preparing, you know, for their primaries.
Yes, not to sacrifice the quality of leadership on the platform of money. That's on the Nation newspaper. There we have all the news just on that paper, and just you see from the very bottom, NDLEA seizes 203,897 tramadol in Abia, Kaduna, Yobe, Kogi raids. That's on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. And then we see Buhari Malami ask Supreme Court to void Electoral Act Section 84, subsection 12. That is on the Nation newspaper. Blueprint big stories. MNJTF troops neutralize 300 terrorists in Lake Chad fringent. We see some riders there on page 6 of the leadership of the Blueprint newspaper. And then on national economy, the big stories: Nigeria can earn $200 billion annually with functional commodities exchange. That is experts saying that on the national economy newspaper. And then Daily Trust says jostle begins for vacant ministerial positions, of course, coming aftermath of resignation. That is the big story on Daily Trust. But let's go to the Punch newspaper. From the very top, we see 9 banks' non-performing loans rise, hit 814 billion naira, says report on page 31. And from the very right there, we see no agreement with federal government, strike not ending soon, says ASU, SANU, NASU on page 16 of the Punch newspaper. How do you react to this sad news, you know, by ASU, SANU, and NASU saying no agreement with the federal government on this issue, and this strike that, you know, Nigerians have suffered for a long time now, it's not ending soon?
The media was awash last week that there is tendency, you know, ASU, you know, suspend their strike
after 3 months
this week. Well, it's very unfortunate that, you know, we are hearing this from, you know, from the concerned stakeholders that no, there is no agreement. And you know, I think I used to wonder why, you know, our leaders, you know, are not, you know, ashamed of themselves. These are people who keep telling us that, you know, the youth are the future, are the leaders of tomorrow. And you know that without education, there is no way this potential can, you know, can come to reality. And I think it's just, you know, a way for them, you know, to kill potential and to perpetually parade themselves in the place of leadership and the rest like that. Because if it is not so, why would this take so long? I was speaking with a don last week, and if you listen to what this man told me, I think a counselor, a ward counselor in Nigeria, if you know how much he earns compared to what a professor earns in the university, you will pity the system. That there's a lot of gap. I think in the aspect of inequality, which our leaders really need to work on, and I think this is what these people are really fighting about. I've spoken with some of them that some of them who told me that it is not even the IPPIS of a thing, but it is the issue of inequality. So if they can do whatever they like with IPPIS, but they should make sure that they take the welfare of university lecturers
Very
serious, and they should revitalize public institutions. If they do those things, they can do whatever they like with whatever initiative or idea they want to bring in, but just to ensure that they do what is expected for them, for the academic institution. And I think for them to be able to achieve this, our leaders needs to really do the needful and stop parading themselves, throwing millions of naira to buy political form and the rest like that. So it's high time for us, to rise up and do the needful, so that we don't put the future of our upcoming leaders in jeopardy because of service interest.
Oh, definitely, I agree with you on that one. Prioritizing education and everything. On the Nation newspaper, of course, we've spoken about the stories there. And of course, on Nigerian News Direct, APC primary election, EFCC CCBI APC presidential National Assembly aspirant. And the Guardian says, Northern governors condemn killing, call for calm on Deborah's issue. Don't forget, you can always stay updated on our website, www.tostvnetwork.com. And of course, our social media handle is at TOSTV Network on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Many thanks for joining us at Dubai Fajimi.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, viewers. Don't forget, we'll come your way again tomorrow, same time. My name is Merciful Ajinmo. Bye for now and stay safe.